Okay, so picture this. You're at the biggest K-pop concert you can possibly imagine. The lights are blinding, the bass is thumping, and you're surrounded by 50,000 screaming fans. Now, what if I told you that in the middle of all that, a secret war for the soul of the world was being fought? Well, let's dive into the absolutely wild, high-concept world of K-pop demon hunters.
So here's the core premise, and I just love how this lays it all out. What the fans see is, a flawless performance. The slick choreography, the dazzling lights, everything you'd expect from a world-class pop group. But what's really happening, it's a full-on supernatural battleground. Every single dance move is secretly a defensive strike, and every high note is a powerful, magical attack. This is the insane double life our heroes are living.
And the group right in the middle of all this chaos? That would be Luna 5. To the world, they are a global phenomenon, topping charts and selling out stadiums. But behind the scenes, they're elite warriors in a secret society that's been around for centuries, the Eclipse Order. Their job? To protect all of us from things that go bump in the night.
All right, let's meet the team, because you're going to need to know who's who. First up, you've got Soojin, the fierce leader, and her weapon of choice is nunchucks. Then there's Minji, the rebellious rapper, who dual-wields daggers. We have Hana, the shy, soulful vocalist, with a magical whip. Yuri is the dance prodigy, an absolute master with a bow staff. And last but not least, Ari, the quirky youngest member who's armed with a surprisingly powerful magical slingshot. Talk about a dynamic crew. And we're thrown right into the action from the get-go. Picture this, a sold-out stadium show. And suddenly, a rift tears open in the sky. These shadowy, claw demons, called the Umbrae, just start pouring out, and they're drawn to the massive emotional energy of the crowd. But here's the cool part. Luna 5 doesn't even miss a beat. Their mic stands morph into these glowing weapons, and they just seamlessly weave their combat moves into the choreography. And the fans, they go wild. They think it's the most incredible special effect they've ever seen. But, fighting off these random shadow demons is one thing. That's just a Tuesday for them. Their real mission kicks into high gear when their mentor, a guy named Master Kang, shows up with some bad news. A much, much bigger threat is coming.
And here he is, the big bad. His name is Virak, and he's an ancient demon lord who's been sealed away for 1,000 years. Now here's the crucial thing about him. He literally feeds on human emotion. So the intense, pure energy of a K-pop concert, for him, that's like an all-you-can-eat buffet to fuel his big comeback. And what's the main course on the menu? You guessed it, Luna 5's massive world tour.
So, the game plan is laid out. To stop Virak from basically destroying the world, they need to track down 3 mystical artifacts: the Star Mic, the Moonblade, and the Eclipse Amulet. Once they have all 3, they can perform a special ritual to banish him for good. Simple stuff, right? No pressure. And this kicks off the globe-trotting artifact hunt, which is where we really get to see what these characters are made of. The group has to split up, and each member's quest is basically tailor-made to challenge their greatest weakness. They're not just fighting monsters, they're fighting their own insecurities.
So first up is the leader, Soojin. She's off to a haunted temple in Busan to find the Star Mic. But this challenge is way more mental than it is physical.
The demons she faces here are tricky. They take the form of her deepest, darkest fear, the fear of failing her team. She has to battle these horrifying visions of the group falling apart all because of her. By finally facing down that self-doubt and taking out a giant shadow serpent, she earns the Star Mic and really, truly steps into her role as a leader.
Meanwhile, you've got Minji, the fiery rapper, whose challenge takes her to a totally different scene, an underground rap battle in Hongdae. This isn't a fistfight, it's a battle of words.
Get this, she has to go head-to-head with a demon-possessed DJ, and it's a magical rap battle where her lyrics actually summon real fire. But the demon doesn't just fight with beats, it attacks her biggest insecurity, that she doesn't fit the typical girly idol image. Minji only wins when she completely embraces who she is, roasting the demon and proving that her authenticity is her greatest weapon.
Okay, next up we follow Hana and Yuri. Now, they're on separate quests, but their journeys are deeply emotionally connected. For them, it's all about overcoming some really personal hurdles. So Hana, who's super shy, has to find the courage to sing this incredibly powerful ballad to calm a raging water spirit. And it's a beautiful moment that's totally tied into her unspoken feelings for Yuri. At the exact same time, over in Tokyo, the perfectionist Yuri is up against a dance demon that traps people in an endless performance.
She has to learn the hard way that it's okay to rest, to be vulnerable, and to accept help. And finally, we've got Ari, the youngest member. Her hunt for the Eclipse Amulet seems almost like a funny side quest at first, but it turns out to be one of the most important missions of all.
So Alatori ends up befriending this little troublemaking demon named Pippi, and through this totally unexpected friendship, she proves she is so much more than just the cute mascot of the group. She's smart, she's resourceful, and she uses her wits, not her strength, to find that final artifact when everyone else would have failed.
Okay, so they've got all the artifacts. Mission accomplished, right? Not even close. Virak decides to change his game plan. He realizes he can't beat them with brute force, so he decides to attack their greatest strength, from the inside, their bond.
This is just brutal. His minions disguise themselves as stylists and producers, and they start whispering poison in their ears. They tell Sujin the group thinks she's a bad leader. They tell Minji the fans hate her style. They push the already burnt-out Yuri right to her breaking point. It is a cruel and honestly a very effective strategy.
And it all boils over in this just gut-wrenching backstage fight. All the pressure, the lies, it becomes too much, and Sujin finally just snaps. She says these words, and it's the one thing that could actually tear the group apart for good. It is the absolute lowest point of their entire journey.
But just when you think it's all over, it's Ari, the youngest, who steps up. She reminds them all that their friendship and their music, that's what got them through everything before. That's their real magic. And it works. It leads to this powerful reconciliation. Sujin admits her fears, and in this really quiet, beautiful moment, Hana finally tells Yuri how she feels. They don't just patch things up, they come back stronger than ever.
Which is good, because that brings us to the final showdown. With their bond reforged, Luna 5 is finally ready to face Virak, and the background is going to be the kickoff of their world tour at Seoul's massive Olympic Stadium.
Virak crashes the party in a big way, but this time the girls are ready for him. They launch into their biggest hit, Starlight Slash, and with every note, waves of pure light magic blast out, weakening the demons. Their choreography becomes this perfectly synchronized, deadly dance. Sujin's nunchucks are a blur, Minji's daggers are flashing, and together, all 5 of them channel their unity through the artifacts to perform the final banishing ritual.
And it works. As Virak is sucked back into his prison, the entire stadium just erupts, thinking it was all part of the most amazing concert they've ever been to. The girls, completely exhausted, just collapse into a tearful group hug. They're not just a K-pop group anymore. They're a family, one that was forged in magical fire.
But the story doesn't quite end there. In a final little tease, we see a shadowy figure from inside the Eclipse Order discover a new portal, hinting that an even bigger threat is on its way. So yeah, they won the battle, but the war is just getting started, which leaves us with one big question. Are the girls, now truly the Moonlight Warriors, ready for whatever comes next?